All right, it's Thursday, June 19th. It's about 10:45 p.m. West Coast time. I've been watching coverage today from multiple sources of the current state of affairs or today's state of affairs and the ongoing exchange of missiles and whatnot between Israel and Iran. And I have noticed an unimaginable amount of outrage and moral indignation at the fact that one of the missiles fired from Iran into Israel today hit a hospital. Today, yesterday, time zones. I'm on the West Coast, so Israel and Iran are about 11 hours ahead of me. So those timelines get blurred a little bit. But Iran fired a missile at a hospital inside of Israel. And the number of videos that I have seen coming from Israel and from Israelis and from Jewish people in the United States, they're like, this crosses a line. They hit a hospital with a missile. And two years ago, there were something between 36 and 38 fully functioning hospitals inside the Gaza Strip. And today, I believe that number is effectively zero because of, that's right, Benjamin Netanyahu, the Israeli government, and the Israeli military. The Israeli military and the Israeli government and Benjamin Netanyahu have effectively destroyed every single functioning hospital inside the Gaza Strip. And today they are expressing moral outrage. Outrage! I am outraged that Iran hit with a missile a hospital inside of Israel. And it just took me back. It took me back in time to, I must have been late October, first half of November of 2023, with that very first hospital inside the Gaza Strip that got hit with something. Whether it was an artillery shell, a missile, a crude, unguided missile that hit, it landed in the parking lot of a hospital, and it destroyed part of the hospital, and it killed a lot of people who were in that area, and a lot of Palestinians who were sheltering in that area. And I'm today, in June of 2025, I am fully willing to own up to the fact that at that point in time, late October, early November 2023, I was still fully propagandized by Israel and the United States government and the mainstream media in the United States. I had not yet read any books on the history of this region. The only information that I had consumed about this area of the world had come to me from the things that I was taught or not taught in school, and things that I learned from our mainstream media, and things that now, in June of 2025, I understand, I had been spoon-fed by the Israeli government and AIPAC. And when that first missile strike on a hospital inside the Gaza Strip in late October, early November 2023, I vividly remember making a TikTok, probably more than one, where I was gravely concerned, but I stated very clearly and emphatically that I could not possibly imagine that the Israeli government or the Israeli military would hit with a missile a hospital inside the Gaza Strip on purpose. There was just no possible way that I could imagine that they would have done that on purpose. And here we are, yes, less than 2 years later, and from what I understand, there are no longer any fully functioning hospitals inside the Gaza Strip because of the Israeli government and the Israeli military. They bombed one hospital, and all of the babies who were in incubators and on life support inside the neonatal intensive care unit, they evacuated the hospital except for those babies, and those babies all died. Horrible, horrible, horrible deaths. Who the fuck knows where their parents were? They were prevented from being there with their babies as their babies died, and they were prevented from being there by the Israeli military and the Israeli government after the Israeli military and the Israeli government had bombed that hospital because they said there were Hamas tunnels underneath. And it's still to this day weird that we never saw any video of those tunnels. But I remember so vividly the first time that a hospital got hit, and I was like, I'm going to take my fucking dumbass onto TikTok and make a video thinking and acting like I know what I'm actually talking about, and say there's no possible way that the Israeli military and the Israeli government under Benjamin Netanyahu would have intentionally hit a hospital full of Palestinian civilians and doctors and nurses and medical personnel and janitors and clerks. There's no possible way they would do that. That's how fucking dumb, stupid, and naive I was less than 2 years ago. And here we are. Here we are. Unbelievable.